What's going on, everybody? It is Chambers again from chambersbeats.com, and today we're going to be making a stock plugin only trap beat in FL Studio 20. For the past year or so, I've been using plugins like Nexus and Purity, and then recently I went back to stock plugins in FL, and I was like, wow, I've been sleeping this whole time. So let's go to GMS. GMS has some crazy presets, so let's look around there. I'm going to go to the leads and synth section. Oh, yo. That's Metro Boomin and a half. Let's use that. Raise that BPM up high. I'm saying 157. And let's just get this trap chord progression going. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be using minor chords. So let's start with A sharp. And of course, the BusyWorks Beats chord code for minor chords is 037. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to drag the note out, copy it over, and I'm going to invert the leading note down an octave, and also drop the second note in the chord down 1 semitone. Now we have that darker feel. I'm going to bring this chord over again. I'm going to raise it to this. What I'm doing there is raising these two notes up to the next note in the scale. So from C sharp, the next note in the scale would be D sharp, and from F would be F sharp. Then what I want to hear next is down 1 semitone. And then I'm going to take an octave of this F, bring it down. And that's a nice trap chord progression right there. And that's what GMS can do for you. Here I'm just adding a top line melody. So I'm guessing you already know my next move, which is to put halftime on it. I know I said we're going to stay stock plugin friendly, but I'm just going to go with halftime instead of gross beat to keep it more simple. Great plugin by the Cable Guys. Pretty sure it's only $12. Let's hear what it sounds like with halftime on. They call me Young Metro Chambers. Let's go into GMS again to get some more sounds, layer it. So we got a new sound. Let's raise this up an octave. You can hear how it sort of sounds out of tune. That's because of the pitch here in GMS. You want to make sure that everyone is at 0 and everyone is the same pitch, so you don't have any problems like that. Same for the fine tuning. Put it at 0. And now we can drop it down an octave. I'm also going to add some attack to it, so it's not such a harsh sound. make it even more stereo right here. See, GMS has a lot of options for you to make it into a cool sound. One of my favorite over here is the mixing settings. You could add distortion and reverb, all that. I'm gonna add a slight amount of distortion. And let's get one more instrument from GMS. So just grab the pad, and I'm gonna take the chord and play it across. I'm gonna get this chord too, bring it up an octave, and let's put that into a new pattern and bring it into the playlist. So now I got them all in the mixer. I'm gonna mix them up a little bit with an EQ. Mainly high pass filters. Add some stereo separation. And the pluck. Telephone effect. And lastly, the pad high pass filter. The key to having a clean trap beat is all about the sound selection and mixing of the frequencies. For example, the melody here, it's in a lower frequency range. Then we have the pluck. It can sit on top no problem because it's in a higher frequency range. And then the pad, also high frequency but much more ambient and spacey. 3 different sounds that don't clash at all. And before we get into the drums, make sure that your master track has the soft clipper on it so the drums can really hit. Let's get some trap drums, hard hitting 808. Clap, snare, hi-hat, perk, open hi-hat, and you want to make sure you get a really hard hitting kick. Now let's get started with the 808 pattern. Always go to the root note. So we got the 808 pattern here, mainly following the root note of the chords. Right here and right here we go up a 4th, and I added a slide note right there on the 5th. You can learn all these music theory terms at busyworksbeats.com/music theory. I'm going to add some stops and pauses in the 808 too. Adding breaks like that can really add rhythm to the pattern. Let's put that into the playlist and add the kick. And before we do that, I'm going to go into the wrench tab of the kick and up the volume multiplier to about 3.2 dB. Now let's add the clap and the snare. I'm gonna layer them together. Except for the clap, I'm gonna add a note right there, put some more bounce on it. And then on the snare, I'm just gonna put it on the 3 and the 7, layered with the clap. Now for the hi-hats, fill each 2 steps. I'm gonna start with a triplet. I go pattern by pattern. Then at the end, we're gonna add a roll. I'm gonna go a little bit more crazy than usual with 1/3 step. Then on the second roll, I'm gonna duck it down a few notes. Actually, for the first roll, we'll go with 1/2 step. And then pick it up right there. Clone that over. Let's add the percussion in. Open hi-hat, bring it in. Probably gonna put it on the clap. And then I'm gonna clone a pattern and have it hit right after the clap, like this. Except I'm gonna drop it down a few notes. And drop the velocity. Now I'm gonna put the other melodies back in. The next step is to route all the drums into the mixer. Now I'm going to start mixing it, starting with the 808. I'm going to add saturation to it, which is a lower form of distortion. This is a free plugin by Softtube. Alright, I'm going to put the saturation type on low, so we're in the low frequency area, and raise the knob up to 2.4. I'm also going to add an EQ to cut out any high frequencies. For the kick, I'm going to add an EQ and add some high end to it. Right on the 6th band. The snare, EQ. I'm going to add some low end right here. You can see the frequency right there. And basically high pass filter for every other sound. Now I'm going to start to level it. So now it's mixed, everything's all set. Now I'm going to structure it for you guys to hear. When you dive deeper into plugins like GMS, you can see that they actually have some really nice presets. You can make some nice beats with it. It's Chambers from chambersbeats.com. Thank you all for watching. Go make some fire beats with stock plugins now. Have fun.